You think scooters are big in Japan?
Yeah.
Yeah, you think? I'm sorry, I forgot what I was saying.
Matt Riddle forgot his lines.
I think I do remember. Bro, he just said, screw it. I forgot what I was saying. Just... What's good, y'all? It's your boy Ross back at again with another video. So we're going to check out 20 minutes of WWE bloopers caught on live TV by none other than Tap Out Corner. It's always good to catch some bloopers, things that weren't supposed to happen on live TV. That's what makes some of these segments and live television live, you know. That's what makes it great, because sometimes you may catch something or something may happen. They don't have a chance to, like, you know, pre-record this. This is happening in front of a live audience. This is happening in front of millions. So sometimes, you know, we catch some funny, hilarious moments. So we're gonna check this out. Appreciate all the love and support. We're gonna get right into this one. It's 20 minutes long. Let's do the damn thing.
WWE wrestlers are professionals, but even they make mistakes from time to time, and often they're pretty funny, like what happened to Braun Strowman. One of the best returns of 2022 was the Monster Among Men. Strowman left a path of destruction upon returning to WWE, but he didn't exactly get started on the right foot. Braun charged up the Strowman Express, but the train ended up derailing when the big man tripped and fell to the ground. Strowman recovered quickly, and it all ended fine, but it was funny to see this big monster slip up during his WWE comeback. However, Strowman's blooper was way less embarrassing compared to Kofi Kingston's. Kofi is the master of coming up with creative ways to avoid elimination in the Royal Rumble. However, he started to have some mishaps, like when he slipped and smashed his ribs into the ring post at the 2017 Royal Rumble, or the botched save with Xavier Woods in the 2019 match. At least Kofi avoided elimination in both of those incidents, but not so much in the 2022 Royal Rumble. Kingston came in like a house of fire, but got shoved off the top rope by Kevin Owens. Kofi was supposed to avoid elimination by grabbing the barricade, but unfortunately, both of Kofi's feet hit the floor. WWE had no choice but to go off script, and thus Kingston was eliminated in 21 seconds. After losing a fatal...
It was just one of those things they couldn't really, like, you can't, like, everyone can see it, instant replay can see it. They kind of had to call an audible up. Well, Kofi, you out.
Five-way match the previous week, Sami Zayn met with Roman and the Usos to redeem himself. Reigns told Zayn he would need to occupy Drew McIntyre and get inside the Scottish Warrior's head. Sami then went on to describe exactly how he would do that.
Yes, I get in people's head. I make myself comfortable in there. I'm doing a little dance. I'm in his head doing the dance. Yeah, right.
I don't know if Sami Zayn's...
And you can see Jay just trying to hold back the laughter, man. Oh, what a time when Sami was like trying to be an honorary Uso. He was trying to be a part of the bloodline. Oh, what a time.
It's gotten Drew McIntyre's head, but it's certainly gotten to Roman's and the Usos, causing them to laugh and break character. This wasn't the last time Sami did this either.
Nope.
About a month later, the entire bloodline all came out to the ring. Jey
So
Uso
good.
began to lash out at Sami Zayn, leading to a tense stare down between Roman and one half of the unified tag team champions.
Was good.
Sami managed to defuse the situation, but did his job a bit too well.
Lately, he just hasn't been
Usi.
very Usi.
An Usi chant immediately started coming from the crowd, and it took over 40
moment.
seconds before Roman was able to get his composure back.
I love that moment, man. That's why Sami is just great, bro. He was able to make them crack on live television. Love to see it.
Steve Austin returning for one more match on the first night of WrestleMania 38 was awesome. He had a fun fight with Kevin Owens, but what happened to Austin the next night was fun for a different reason. After Austin played his match with Pat McMahon, the chairman of WWE, Vince McMahon, decided he wanted a shot. With a lot of help from Theory, McMahon won and added a new WrestleMania moment to his career. Unfortunately for Mr. McMahon, his moment didn't end there. Vince's old rival, Stone Cold Steve Austin, came storming out and unleashed a can of you-know-what on Austin Theory. Of course, Austin wasn't leaving the ring without giving McMahon a stunner, but Vince, for whatever reason, stumbled around the ring, leading to a very awkward Stone Cold Stunner.
It was so bad.
Things just
never changed, bro.
Also,
he was never really good at selling the stunner.
it was funny to see Vince McMahon get freaked out when he heard Theory's music hit.
Yeah, but that was funny because we're supposed to hear Stone Cold's music hit, but he he reacted too soon. I'm like, what are you doing, Vince? All right, man. This is, yeah. Stay behind the camera. Actually, get behind the scenes, but actually get away from that too.
Bad for Otis with this blooper, but I have to include it. In January 2022, the Raw Tag Team Champions, Chad Gable and Otis, faced Randy Orton and Matt Riddle in what was called the Alpha Academy Academic Challenge. If RK Bro won, they would get a championship rematch against Gable and Otis. The first part of the challenge was a spelling bee, and Otis started it off. The big man was tasked with spelling the word Emmental, which is a type of cheese.
E-M-M-E-N-T-L, Edmonton!
That is correct.
Unfortunately for Otis, he forgot the A, which is ironic considering 4 of them appear in his tag team's name. I always kind of like the 24/7 championship,
how someone messed that up.
Say that it outstayed its welcome. Thankfully, WWE finally decided to retire the belt, but it led to a hilarious blooper. On Raw in November 2022, Nikki Cross took on Dana Brooke with the 24/7 championship on the line. Cross won the match and the belt after about a 2-minute fight. Shortly after that, this happened.
This was funny, bro. She completely missed the trash can, bro.
Cross tried to throw the 24/7 title in the trash, but missed. There's something kind of poetic about this being
the fact that it couldn't even get in the trash right just lets you know that belt should have never been a thing. The only thing that came good out of it was R-Truth's title reign and his segments with it. Outside of that, everything else was garbage.
Final image of that championship.
Love it.
WWE might be a multi-billion-dollar company, but its prop department needs an increased budget. Why do I say that? Well, let's look at the main event of the July 8th, 2022 SmackDown. Drew McIntyre faced Butch with Sheamus and Rich Holland at ringside. Despite the odds, McIntyre won the match. Sheamus, though,
about the sword,
tried to get a piece of the Scottish Warrior, leading to Drew taking a swing and cutting the top rope in half. It turns out WWE's ropes put up quite the fight because Drew's sword, Angela, bent. Ironically, this isn't the first time Drew has had a weapons malfunction.
Challenge. Oh, here's Angela. He will have an opportunity to challenge.
Oh yeah,
McIntyre
you heard
wasn't the only one who
something
experienced
fall
a
apart
malfunction in 2022. On NXT, Roxanne Perez took on the women's champion Mandy Rose. It looked like Roxanne had Rose defeated, but an attack from behind by Perez's tag team partner Cora Jade prevented that from happening. Jade didn't stop there and went to snag her friend with a skateboard, but the board broke in half before it touched Roxanne. It sort of took away from the evil heel turn.
Yeah, it broke away before it could actually hit her. And I was like, oh no.
But it was kind of funny to see. Speaking of NXT, during the March 8th, 2022 episode of the show, Braun Breaker, Tommaso Ciampa, and Dolph Ziggler fought it out in a triple threat match.
I heard this match was really, really good.
Ciampa lifted Ziggler up on his shoulders. Braun was supposed to break it up, but the bully tipped it and missed his target. Thankfully, it was only a small mistake, and the match continued as planned. Still, it was a pretty funny moment seeing Breaker miss like that. After Montez Ford insulted the Usos, Roman Reigns demanded a match against him. While Roman Reigns was a huge opponent, Ford brought plenty of fight. At one point, both wrestlers found themselves outside of the ring.
Fun match, too.
Ford climbed onto the announcer's table, only for the table to collapse instantly. Montez Ford just standing there after it happened was totally hilarious. The match quickly got serious.
That's funny. He just hit the... That's crazy. Went on an attack.
But everyone had to stop and laugh when they saw this happen.
That's funny,
One of the biggest upsets of the year was when Matt Riddle defeated former WWE champion Drew McIntyre. That was an amazing moment, but there was one other moment during that match that was amazing in its own way. McIntyre hit Riddle with a Michinoku driver, but he accidentally pulled Riddle's shorts a bit too high and exposed his opponent's backside. Matt Riddle even had to stop selling the move for a second to fix his gear. Funny enough, nobody would have seen this blooper if WWE hadn't shown the replay.
That's crazy.
While it was awesome having fans back at WrestleMania, the show had to deal with a number of issues. One of them was a storm, which caused the entire stadium to get wet before the show started. This created a funny moment where Mandy Rose slipped and fell on the ramp while she was making her entrance. Rose got up right away and took the botch like a champ.
That's all you can do.
After being defeated by Bad Bunny and Damian Priest, The Miz appeared on Raw and began taking credit for making Bad Bunny a megastar. I can't follow Miz's logic either. Anyways, Damian Priest came out to call out Miz on his crap and ended up challenging both The Miz and John Morrison to a match. Thanks to help from his wife Maurice, Miz was able to pin Priest and win the match. Their celebration ended up being their literal downfall, as The Miz tripped over his pants, which then caused Maurice to fall also.
Oh my
An
God.
unfortunate way to end the night for Miz and Maurice, but I'm sure Damian Priest felt a little better after it happened. Days before the WrestleMania matches, the Raw Women's Champion Asuka and the United States Champion Matt Riddle met up backstage for a chat. Riddle was talking to Asuka about his scooter.
I think I've seen this segment.
You think scooters are big in Japan?
Yeah.
Yeah, you think? I'm sorry, I forgot what I was saying.
Matt Riddle forgot his lines on
I think I do remember. Bro, he just said, screw it. I forgot what I was saying. And Oscar's just like, what? Bro, we got to go back. He literally just said, screw it. I don't remember what I was supposed to say. I'm just going to ride off now. See you.
Yeah, you think? I'm sorry, I forgot what I was saying.
Matt Riddle forgot his lines on live TV and just walked off. I guess when you can't remember what you're supposed to say, you have to leave somehow. At Extreme
And Oscar
Rules,
just like-
Sheamus defended his United States Championship against Jeff Hardy and Damian Priest. Priest in particular was a powerhouse during the match, but despite being a serious competitor, Damian Priest had a pretty funny slip-up. While standing on the ring apron, Priest fought out of the 10 beats of the Bowren, but he unfortunately lost his grip and fell onto the floor. Priest recovered well, but
Yeah.
it was pretty funny to see Damian Priest fall on his butt like that. Nia Jax had been slamming Lana through tables for weeks, so the only way to settle this rivalry was to have a tables match. Lana was at a disadvantage, but her speed allowed her to stay alive. At one point, Nia Jax is about to hit her opponent with a leg drop.
Here we go.
But Lana rolled out at the last second, causing Jax to hit the edge of the ring full force. The funny part was Nia Jax's reaction. The first Money in the Bank
That's
ladder match at
Never
WrestleMania
forget.
21 was not without problems. During the chaotic fight, King went to chokeslam Shelton Benjamin.
Yep, he
out
got
of the
caught
ring.
up.
Unfortunately, Benjamin's foot got caught in the rope and he was stuck. Luckily, a referee helped get the gold standard out of this pretty hilarious situation.
Yep.
Goldberg vs. Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania 20 was one of the worst matches in the history of WrestleMania. The only thing that helped make it good was Stone Cold Steve Austin as the special guest referee. The Texas
Imagine if Stone Cold wasn't there. This match would have been just it's still one of the worst WrestleMania matches of all time, but it would have been even worse if Stone Cold was not there. Stone Cold helped save this match. People did not care for Brock no more. People didn't care for Goldberg no more because they knew they were both leaving. They didn't give a damn what happened in this ring. But Stone Cold, he saved it.
Rattlesnake gave everyone stunners at the end of the match and celebrated with beer, but even that wasn't perfect.
Yeah.
As Stone Cold was leaving, one of the beer cans hit him directly in the face. He didn't sell it, but you probably better get some ice on that one.
Yeah,
Mr.
I'm
Austin.
sure that hurt.
The Hardys were one of 4 teams who were competing for the WWE Tag Team Championship at WrestleMania 18. Jeff and Matt went to town and took out the competition. The Hardy brothers eventually performed a DDT on Chuck Palumbo, but Chuck didn't take the move correctly and ended up doing a handstand instead. One of the bigger matches at WrestleMania
Just did a headstand.
11 was between Bret Hart and Bob Backlund. It was an I Quit match with Rowdy Piper as the special guest referee. Piper held a microphone at all times and would ask the wrestlers if they wanted to quit. To end the match, Bret Hart used Bob Backlund's own submission against him, the cross-face chicken wing. The move actually did hurt though, and when Piper asked Backlund if he wanted to quit, all Bob could say was, WrestleMania 35
He didn't even say I quit. He just
main event was historic as Ronda Rousey, Charlotte Flair, and Becky Lynch became the first women to main event WWE's biggest show. Unfortunately, their match wasn't flawless. Flair went to perform a natural selection to both of her opponents, but she let go of their heads too early, leading to an odd-looking move. At WrestleMania 34, we saw a dream match between John Cena and The Undertaker. Despite being 2 of the best WWE wrestlers of all time, they still had a pretty hilarious botch. Undertaker was destroying Cena and went to hit a big boot. However, it was clear that the dead man's foot was nowhere near John Cena's
John
head,
Cena
but
showed
fell
it
down
before he
anyways.
even got
It was
hit.
a little sad to see, but it was also pretty hilarious too. The idea of a wrestling match is to hurt your opponent and not yourself.
Yeah.
But that's not quite what happened at WrestleMania 32. During Brock Lesnar and Dean Ambrose's no-holds-barred street fight, a pile of chairs had been created in the ring. Lesnar was supposed to German suplex Ambrose onto them, but he accidentally threw Dean straight over the pile, and Brock ended up landing on the chairs.
Yeah.
Ouch. The Rock and Stone Cold's match at WrestleMania 17 was legendary, but it wasn't without some mistakes. Steve Austin was beating the Great One up using the announcer's table. The Rock was crawling across the table when it suddenly fell apart with him on top of it, which was pretty funny. During another part of the match, The Rock was arguing with the referee. The ref wasn't aware of his surroundings and accidentally hit the ring steps and fell backward. No one was hurt, you just gotta watch your step. In his WrestleMania debut, Ultimo Dragon, along with 9 other wrestlers, fought for the Cruiserweight Championship. The match was fine, but during his entrance, Ultimo slipped and fell. Then, less than 15 seconds later, Ultimo Dragon lost his footing when he posed on the ropes. WrestleMania 35 was a big night for Batista. The Animal was competing in his last WWE match against his classic rival, Triple H. As he was making his entrance, Batista's foot got caught in the rope and he fell into the ring. It actually created a funny moment, which wasn't what the Animal was going for, but he did recover well. Rey Mysterio was planning on making a spectacular entrance at WrestleMania 26, but it didn't quite go as planned. Mysterio was supposed to launch out from a hole in the middle of the stage, but he didn't appear. The device actually malfunctioned, and after 45 seconds, Rey Mysterio ended up crawling out from the stage. Talk about making an entrance. In only his second WrestleMania match, Eddie Guerrero took on the European champion Test for the title. Their fight had a rather unfortunate moment when Test went over the top rope and his leg got caught in the rope. While the ref tried to free Test, Eddie went to the outside and accidentally fell off the ring. If things couldn't get any worse, Guerrero had to break character and help release his opponent from the ropes.
Yeah, that's the only problem. He had to help his opponent get out. If anything, it would have been probably cool. He just sit there and just let him or start beating up on him while his leg gets stuck in the ref. Like, hey, stop that.
In order to resume the match. During the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal at WrestleMania 33, NFL player Rob Gronkowski was watching from the front row.
I know which
and
one
cheering on his friend,
this
Mojo
blooper
Rawley.
he's about
One
to talk
of the other
about.
wrestlers in the match, Jinder Mahal, eventually approached Gronkowski and threw a cup of beer at him. The football player wasn't going to take it and climbed over the barricade. However, a security guard grabbed Rob Gronkowski, thinking he was a fan trying to invade the ring.
Yeah.
WWE referees quickly explained to the guard it was all part of the show, and Gronkowski continued to the ring.
Yeah.
The main event of WrestleMania 20...
I mean, the security person obviously didn't know. She was doing her job. Like, hey, what you doing back up here? But, like, hey, I'm part of the show. Wink, wink.
was wild and nobody was safe. At one point, Shawn Michaels whipped Triple H out of the ring, and the game accidentally knocked over a cameraman. Luckily, it didn't seem like anyone was hurt, and it did create for a really in-your-face moment. Back in 2015, Seth Rollins bumped into his future SummerSlam rival Edge. The two were having a heated exchange, but Seth had to sneeze.
I did what I had to do to get the authority back into power.
This one is impressive because it features 2 bloopers, and one of them is R-Truth breaking character. In 2016, Truth went to the bathroom only to find Goldust in the stall, who then fell into the toilet.
Ew!
Then this happened.
Dog, I'm flattered. Bro, I appreciate it. I don't want to tag with you, man. But why?
Upon making his WWE debut, Goldberg immediately went after The Rock.
But R-Truth is great, man. He's a gem. I just be like, I don't want to tap. Your foot just was in the toilet water. I'm good, my boy.
2 weeks later, the Great One got his revenge by not only making fun of Goldberg, but also hitting him with a rock bottom. However, that wasn't enough to keep the former WCW champion down, and Goldberg gave chase. Or at least he tried, but he forgot to fill up his car.
Yeah. I think he blew his engine.
Oh, no.
I think he very well may have, and The Rock in a big-time head start now.
Yeah, I'm sure you're going to catch a moving car on foot, Goldberg.
Yeah.
On the July 3rd, 2003 episode of SmackDown, Kurt Angle and Brock Lesnar were playing a game of one-upmanship. Both men did whatever they could to show they were better athletes, but I think Brock Lesnar won after he got Kurt to break character.
So this is what it's like at your level. Get down and do your damn push-ups.
What does it sound like when you laugh and burp at the same time? Well, Triple H demonstrated it for us on a live episode of Raw.
What a sick freak.
In 1992, Sid Vicious appeared on Brutus Beefcake's barbershop to talk about his rivalry with Hulk Hogan. Sid ended up going on a rampage, but in doing so, it caused a can of shaving cream to fly into Sid's face. Not only did Sid look ridiculous, but the whole segment lost any seriousness afterward. The Undertaker rarely broke character, and was almost always dead serious. However, even the dead man has a funny bone.
But we have 3 words.
Love this.
For you. Go.
Yourself.
In 2010,
Love that.
the Nexus came out to attack John Cena, only for several other wrestlers to run in and join the fight. The Nexus began running out of the building, causing the WWE stars to give chase. However, for a few seconds, it looked like Mark Henry was running with the Nexus as he was ahead of them, but didn't do anything to try.
They just cut to another angle. This nigga just running with them. No one said, hey, Mark, slow down, bro. You're not supposed to be. He's just running with the ops.
Try and stop them. I'm not gonna say anything, but these comments are pretty funny. Vince McMahon might be the boss of WWE, but even he sometimes can't help but break character.
Oh my
I'm in
God.
a place Austin will never find me. I'm in church.
Say what?
I'm in church. I talked to the Father, and guess what? I'm getting ready to play some bingo. So don't worry about a thing. I'm safe and sound. I'm just getting ready to do my thing with the Father.
I have a feeling this guy lost his job.
I'm about to play some bingo.
But this was really funny. Reggie was doing an interview backstage when all of a sudden,
anywhere at any time. I mean, I am constantly looking over my shoulders.
in 2002,
Who was that
John Cena,
guy?
Edge, and Rey Mysterio were 3 of the youngest and hungriest wrestlers on the WWE roster. Maybe a bit too hungry, though.
I could see it out there.
Mm-hmm.
I could feel it.
Classic.
WWE has cameras everywhere, so wrestlers have to be careful they don't accidentally mess up a shot. Road Warrior Hawk learned this the hard way.
Oh no.
Tell me what time it is.
Bill, it's actually about 15 minutes away from the pay-per-view.
No, I thought you were smarter than that.
Sorry.
Standard time.
Wrong answer.
Here's what this classic entrance is supposed to look like. Now here's what it looked like at the 2006 Royal Rumble.
Look at that.
At the 2021
no.
Royal Rumble, Paul Heyman had one job and failed spectacularly.
Yep.
His client Roman Reigns was defending the Universal Championship against Kevin Owens.
Fun
in
match.
the
This
last
was a
Thanksgiving
really good match.
The match was really awesome, with some incredibly cool moments, but at the end, Owens got smart. KO handcuffed Roman to part of the stage to prevent Reigns from standing up before the count of 10. The only problem was that WWE had Kevin Owens use real handcuffs that were actually locked, and Paul Heyman was supposed to come and unlock them. Heyman had the key, but couldn't get the handcuffs opened. The referee even had to break character and stop counting so that Roman Reigns didn't accidentally lose the championship. Finally, Roman just squatted, so he technically was on his feet. The head of the table...
That's all he had to really do, honestly, to like... But then again, you would have to kind of have that belief that, all right, if Kevin Owens is on his feet, all I would do is just keep stomping him, but he kind of, there's a lot of stuff that's going on. Paul Heyman trying to get the handcuffs. If Roman Reigns is standing on his feet, but like kind of in a lower position, then all Kevin Owens would have to do is just beat him down some more. It was a major botch because technically Roman should have lost, but you know.
Was eventually freed, and the match finished with Reigns beating Kevin Owens. Of course, we all remember Titus ONeill's famous World Slide at the previous Royal Rumble in 2018. But did you know that ONeil actually had another embarrassing Royal Rumble botch? In 2015, ONeil entered the Royal Rumble at number 26 and was supposed to tie with Santino Marella for fastest elimination. However, something didn't go right, and ONeil ended up being eliminated in 4 seconds. Apparently, Vince McMahon was furious backstage over Titus' botch. During the Royal Rumble, wrestlers constantly act like they are about to be eliminated, which can actually lead to them being eliminated before they are supposed to. This happened to Alex Riley in 2011. Kofi Kingston and John Cena working together to try and eliminate A-Rye, and they did. However, this wasn't part of the script. Riley just actually fell out of the ring. John Cena's reaction says it all. 15 years earlier, the same thing happened to Stone Cold Steve Austin in 1996. As the match wore on, the ropes became slippery from all the wrestler's sweat and baby oil. So when Austin tried to hold on to the ropes, he couldn't and was eliminated before he should have. In 2013, the most electrifying man in sports entertainment took on the current WWE champion, CM Punk. Even though it wasn't a no disqualification match, the fight was brutal and both been through everything.
Enjoyable
they had with
match.
each other. Not too surprising for a match that's physical, but the announcer's table got involved. Both wrestlers got on the table with Punk in control. The Rock tried to quickly counter with the Rock Bottom, but the table
table fell
and suddenly collapsed. Luckily, both men were back to their feet soon after and were able to finish the match. Ironically, though, this isn't the first time the Rock's had issues with the announcer's table at the Royal Rumble.
It's not.
Jumping back to 1999, Mankind and The Rock went at it in their now iconic I Quit match.
Yep.
Because of the match stipulation, the two wrestlers end up fighting all over the place. The match eventually found its way to the announcer's table and created a pretty funny moment on accident. With The Rock in control, the Great One got Mankind on the table. Before The Rock could perform the Rock Bottom, the table gave way and both men fell to the floor. Thankfully, it didn't seriously hurt anyone, and Rock and Mankind continued the match. Kind of funny how the exact same thing has happened to The Rock twice at the same event. During the 2001 Royal Rumble, Jeff and Matt Hardy found themselves as the only participants. The two brothers began wrestling each other, and it was all looking good. That was, until Jeff tried to dropkick Matt, but didn't connect at all, and Matt still acted like it did. They quickly moved on, but it must have been pretty embarrassing. 3 years earlier, at the 1998 Royal Rumble, Owen Hart entered at number 9 and only spent about 2 minutes in the match. He probably would have lasted longer had it not been due to interference by China and Triple H. Once Owen was back on his feet, the Canadian wrestler began chasing after his attackers, but actually slipped on the entrance stage. Hart was fine, and it did create a funny little moment. 10 years later, we would see another hilarious blooper at the Royal Rumble. During the 2008 event, WWE introduced their newest announcer, Mike Adamle. While it wasn't bad, Adamle did seem uneasy during the show, but again, it was his first time announcing for WWE. Everyone probably would have forgotten about it, except for one infamous blooper. Mike Adamle was talking about Jeff Hardy's upcoming match, but he instead said this.
Another man who's been waiting anxiously with anticipation, his name is Jeff Hardy.
Ironically, back in his very early days, Jeff Hardy was called Jeff Harvey.
That's
in
crazy.
To Royal Rumble tables being Rock, they also seem to have something against Mankind or Mick Foley. 1 year after his I Quit match in 1999, Foley, under his Cactus Jack persona, took on Triple H at the 2000 Royal Rumble. After fighting and beating the crud out of each other, Cactus Jack brought Triple H over to the Spanish announcer's table.
Great classic match. Oh my God, Jesus.
It's like the table is just playing a mean joke on Mick Foley at this point. Now I'm going to show you that other blooper that WWE has erased from history. In 2004, Rene Dupree was making his debut in the Royal Rumble. He was off to a good start,
Rene Dupree.
Hardy, and then things went downhill.
Didn't even touch him, bro.
It's not even that he got eliminated in 33 seconds.
It didn't even touch him.
Kick barely connected, and yet Dupree went flying over the top rope. After the event, WWE actually changed the camera angle, so it looks much better. Hulk Hogan could give a compelling speech on the mic, but even he messed up. Case in point, the 1991 Royal Rumble.
Sergeant Slaughter's reign as the WWF champion is going to be just like,
I can understand.
you know what, brother?
This isn't even the most embarrassing thing Hulk Hogan has done. To see what it is, watch the video on screen.
You know what, bro? Hey, man, this was a great video, man. Some of these we have seen before. A lot of these just bring you back down memory lane, man. That's what makes live television live and great sometimes. Just the bloopers, the accidental mess ups it's a part of the show. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, it's not supposed to happen, but it gives that live feel like, damn, anything can happen. You know what I'm saying? So this was a pretty cool video. Comment down below. Let me know what was your favorite live blooper from this video that you have fond memories of. But I appreciate all the love and support you guys showing on the channel. Road to 150K, and I'm still getting Speedy, YouTube Wrestling Champion of the World. Appreciate y'all kicking me. See you on the next one. Peace.